Hello, everybody. It's me, Sports Talk Guy. And in this episode, back-to-back controversial topics. Some people, again, might not like me for this video, but hey, I just like making these videos and I voice my opinion. So today we're here to talk about what makes a sport a sport. Now you're probably thinking, oh, well, there's tons of sports. Everything out there is a sport. You could almost argue that anything's a sport. Well, yes, you probably can. But here's what I classify as sports. And I guess we'll delve into what's behind this. So, how do I start this? I guess I have some friends, and I guess sometimes, like, let's see, I at least have, like, two friends that do, like, almost every sport. Like, I have friends who do soccer, I have friends who play football, I have friends who play baseball, I have friends who play hockey, I have friends who do swimming, I have friends who do wrestling, I have female friends who do cheering, and so on and so forth. But there's not only just in real life, but I've also been reading a lot lately. I guess, well, the question is, what makes a sport? And we've been arguing, well, swimming is not a sport. And you're asking me now, well, why do you say that? There's two ways how I classify sports. Two ways. I guess we'll use these as examples, and then I'll tell you which sports I think are sports and which sports I don't think are sports. And it's not deteriorating the fact that these don't take skill or any athleticism, because they certainly do. I'm just here to argue why that's a sport and why that isn't. I guess first example, how I classify something as a sport. Just speaking. And you're asking me, what do I mean by that? Do you play swimming? No, you don't play swimming. Do you play football? Yeah, you play football. You don't play swimming. You don't be like, hey, who wants to go play swimming? Who wants to go play a good game of swimming? You don't say that. Who wants to go play a good game of football? You say that. And then my second example is, how do you score? Do you score something? Scoring a puck in hockey, scoring a touchdown in football, scoring a run in baseball, scoring a goal in soccer. You're scoring. Even scoring points in volleyball, scoring points in field hockey. Again, that's how I classify what a sport is. You don't score points in swimming, you just race. It's a race, really. And I don't consider NASCAR a sport either. You do get points in wrestling, but you're not scoring something. Because you score a run, you score a goal. That's how you accumulate your points in those sports. You're scoring something. I mean, wrestling, you get points by taking down somebody, or just beating them or winning by starting on, I don't know what it's called, starting, I guess, on your knees, hands and knees, whatever that's called. That's how you get those points, and that's how I classify sports. Now, I guess I'll just make a list of what I think is sports, because these are, and then I'll talk about each of these sports that I don't have in it. Obviously, baseball, football, hockey, soccer, rugby, volleyball, hockey, field hockey. Am I missing any? I guess water polo could be thrown in there. And I guess that's it. Those are what I consider. Oh, and cricket. Anything that, okay. Also another thing what I consider sports, anything that involves a ball or a puck. Anything that involves an object being your means of scoring. That's what I think classifies as a sport. So baseballs, footballs, field hockey balls, hockey pucks, a soccer ball. That's a class, or a basketball. I forgot basketball. Basketball, another way. That's what I consider a sport. Now, swimming. I have a lot of respect for swimmers. The most stamina out of any sport, or out of any. Okay, well, let me clarify this. Now you're probably asking me, well, you don't call these sports. What do you call these? I call them athletics. That's what I call them. Swimming is an athletic. But athletics is like this. Here's the word athletics. It branches off into the things that are wrestling and soccer, or not wrestling and soccer, wrestling and swimming, and then any of those other sports that I just named. It's basically anything that's not a sport and anything that is a sport, and then athletics. It branches off. So, like, wrestling and swimming, I don't consider sports. But granted, both of them take extreme amount of athleticism, wrestling, stamina, and strength, and swimming, by far, out of anything anyone does other than marathons, swimming has you beat in terms of stamina. Because I know but I have friends who are also runners, and I have friends who are swimmers, and they'll talk. And I remember we had a conversation just a few days ago. One of my runner friends asked, "So how much do you swim for practice?" They go 2 to 3 miles a day. They swim 2 to 3 miles a day. My friends who are runners, just for practice, probably run just about a mile a day. In terms of just like maybe my sprinter friends will just sprint about a mile a day, but they get breaks in between. These swimmers, when they say 2 to 3 miles a day, that's probably about a mile then a break. You're swimming a mile. That's insane. That's phenomenal. That's stamina. That's durability. In wrestling, you have your own amount of stamina because it's constantly going, and guys are throwing your body around. You need strength, and of course, there's weight classes, so it's equal. But still, you're throwing your own weight around. It's really what you're doing, and props to them. Also, another thing that I see, cheerleaders, don't take this the wrong way, but you're not a sport. You're an athletic, just like gymnastics is an athletic, just like swimming's an athletic, just like wrestling's an athletic. Cheerleading, you're not a sport either. You're an athletic. Just so you know, it takes a lot of skill to be a cheerleader. You also have a fair amount of stamina in your sport. All the little dances you do, and dancing too, I guess. I don't really consider dancing a sport. I guess there's competitive dancing, but it's not a sport. Again, it can be. You could throw dancing into an athletic, of course, if you wanted to. You can make dancing look athletic, and certainly can be. I mean, you have some shows like Dancing with the Stars, and sometimes there's even NFL players on Dancing with the Stars. But again, that's not a sport. You're not. I mean, yeah, you get points for doing things, but you're not scoring, quote unquote. You're not scoring a goal when you dance. You're not scoring a goal when you wrestle. You're not scoring a goal when you swim. And I guess that's just basically what I'm getting at. That's just how it works. So I guess that'll wrap up this video. I just really wanted to talk about that. And I guess it's, in my opinion, that's not really opinionated. Those are facts. I mean, that's what I consider facts. And that's basically it. But I'll end this video for now. So I'll see you guys in the next video.